I'm proud to be a member of the Labour Party who is still sticking with the aspiration of making sure that every under 20-year-old is either earning or learning. Now that is a government who has given up on that aspiration, has given up on young people. You don't hear this side of the House walking away from something that we know is absolutely achievable. But on that side of the House, if you listen to that minister, you'd think we lived in some kind of rosy utopia. You wouldn't think that there were 58,000 young people not in education, training or employment. 58,000 doing absolutely nothing. That minister claims that she's got the answers to everything at secondary school level. The honest reality is they have not done enough in the government to address the fact that within just up until 19 years of age, we have 24,000 young people doing absolutely nothing. And what have we heard from the government to address this issue? They have had almost 3 long years to address this issue, and Labor has consistently raised the ways that they could address that. What have they given us? They've given us make work schemes. They've given us training places at the expense of other training places. They've cut $140 million out of skills and trade training. They have decimated the sector, not boosted it as they claim. And their last attempt was to give 1,600 young people a plastic card to moderate their purchasing of products that was already illegal for them to buy. That was the grand plan. Now, Labor has said that's just not good enough. There is absolutely no reason why 24,000 young people who are of the age that they should be in skills, trade training or education should be doing absolutely nothing, which is why we are aspirational for young people, which is why we have produced a package that at its full extent and at its full potential has the possibility of placing 24,000 young people into work, into training, into trade training in particular. We have a plan. And I haven't heard a lot of commentary on that side of the House about that plan because they know that we have fully addressed the scale of the issue, and it is enormous. That is why it will take an extra $250 million investment. And the government cannot claim it's the same as their package. If it was, it wouldn't be costing $250 million to address. And not only have we set out what the plan would look like, we've set out how we would pay for it. A far bigger difference than what the government has done in the past 3 youth unemployment packages. Their last one, they roughly said, will cost roughly $25 million. No detail. They said that youth transition would just come out of baseline. That's not possible. No detail, and it's time that they started being taken to task on the lack of detail that they're giving the media, the public and this side of the House. Labor's plan covers 4 areas. In secondary school, we've said we would boost Gateway to make sure an extra 500 young vulnerable people are given access to industry-based training while in school. We've said we would keep trade academies because we do acknowledge they're doing good work, but we need more. We would overhaul career services because it's not serving our young people well. We would make sure that youth transition services were nationwide. No school leaver should leave school without a plan for further training, education or employment, and under Labor they won't. We have listened to the Mayor's Task Force for Jobs as opposed to that minister who bullied them, browbeat them and then ignored them. On skills, we would ensure 9,000 young people, instead of getting the dole, a subsidy goes to the employer directly to give them an apprenticeship. It makes no sense to pay a young person a dole payment when we could be giving them skills and trade training in an apprenticeship on the job, and the industry have welcomed it. They have welcomed it because they know that we are investing long term. We will invest in a subsidy for 12 months because that's how long an apprentice costs an employer. Not only that, 5,000 more training places, Māori trade training, Pacifica training and mentoring for each, a boost to the Conservation Corps. And most importantly, we acknowledge that none of this matters unless they have jobs to go to. That side of the House doesn't think the government has any role in creating the economic conditions for job creation while we do. And on this side of the House, we've created an end-to-end plan that is robust, that they've been unable to pick a hole in other than to accuse us of continuing to aspire to get young people earning or learning. I'm proud of this plan. It gives young people hope, and now it's time to vote for it.
Shane Arden.
Mr. Speaker,